They do that cool genetic stuff, okay? If you give this parasitic infection to a mouse who can make a Th1 response, he stays alive and does well. If you give that same disease to a mouse who's restricted to being able to just make a Th2 response, he's not going to do very well, is he? Okay, that's that ugly picture. Now, so would you rather, if you were going to be facing parasitic infection, would you rather have an ability to make a Th1 response, or would you rather have an exclusively ability to make a Th2 response? Th1, correct. All right, so let's take that Th1 responding mouse, and they might have been rats, and let's give him just an eensy-weensy, teeny, tiny dose of mercury. It's really small, I promise. It's like so small that the FDA says I don't have to declare it in my vaccine. Guess what happens? He can't make his Th1 response. All right? And he starts doing things like not being able to heal up and developing autoimmune disease and having unbalanced interleukins, etc. Okay? So is there evidence that this is happening in our kids? Yes. All right, these are in your handout, so I'm not going to spend a whole bunch of time on them. All they are is journals, medical abstracts, things that people can be referred to that say, look, I'm not crazy. And that bald chick who was talking when I was at the NAC conference, she went crazy either. It really is published. Okay? Here's another one. All right? The potential side effect of vaccination with live attenuated viruses may be an increase in the expression of IgE. IgE is how we have asthma and allergies and anaphylaxis and hives and cool stuff like that. Do we really find that in our kids? Absolutely. This one's actually, I think, one of Jerry Cartzinell's patients. Well, we have kids that we routinely see up 1,500, 1,700, 2,000. It is not unusual, and you have to battle to get it fixed. Okay? Here's another article that says, sure enough, it's a problem. Okay? This was really important because I was talking to you about glutathione and how critically important it was. Guess what? This article, which is this one, that's actually Sudhir Gupta's article, says to us that that shift away from Th1 towards Th2 is allowed to happen when our glutathione gets depleted, which we already talked about happens when you get too much toxic exposure, right? So you feel it starting to pull together and you're getting really nervous because there's a lot of balls in the air, but it's starting to make sense that all those balls are up in the air at the same time, okay? It's not easy. All right, so here's another paper that says it's a problem. All right, natural killer cell activity. We may not have enough and they may not work. Neither of those is very good. Natural killer cells are really important to helping us handle infection. Now, I need to transition you from the immune system into the gut. And the way we're going to do that is by remembering that about 70% of our gut function is lined up along the wall of the gut. Okay, the immune system is right outside the door of the gut. If we have a leaky gut, we're going to leak right into our immune system, and our immune system is going to have an impact on what's happening inside that gut. These are pretty pictures that show us that stuff. Here is a published article that says our children, who are the red bars, have very different cytokine or interleukin, that means immune system function, very different profiles than the neurotypical human being. Okay? That's what that article says. And that's published, that's Ashwood, okay? So these are things that should resonate and make somebody go, okay, let me try to read on that. So what's wrong with this child? Oh, constipated? You mean she's not pregnant? Oh, she's distended, yeah, distended, she's full of poop. Okay, it should be pretty gray, pretty black or gray, not white. That's all poop in there and gas. That's poop. This is one of Jerry Cartzinell's patients. It was the prettiest picture of poop we'd had. And this is the inside of a child's gut. okay, on pill cam. Art Krigsman's been doing pill cams on our kids.